To kick off the day, we're starting with our first panel, the financial melting pot of MENA, do's and don'ts. Please help me give a warm welcome to our moderator, Kaia-Reet Parv, Chief Investment Officer at CrediLinq.Ai. This stage is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. When we first entered the room, there were no people here, so I'm very excited that we have a bit of audience. I'm going to start by saying thank you to IFX once again. It seems another very successful expo. It's my third year, and it seems the events keep getting better and better. I'm very excited to talk about the financial melting pot of MENA, do's and don'ts today, and I think we have an amazing panel. I'm going to give everyone a minute, roughly, to introduce themselves. So we're going to start with Danny here.
Hello. Hey everyone, I'm Danny Salman, Senior Market Analyst of Multibank Group. I've been working for Multibank Group for nearly 3 years, and I've been living in Dubai for a total of approximately 5 years. And so we've been established since 2005. We're a global financial derivatives provider, and we've just recently relocated our headquarters from Hong Kong to Dubai here. So thanks.
Jack.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jack from GDCFX. Our company from 2017 shifted from Hong Kong to Dubai. I'm the CEO. Thank you.
Go ahead, Anand.
Hi, good morning to all. Welcome to IFX Expo, Dubai. I'm Anand Shankran. I'm in this industry last 15 years. I'm part of NCM Investment Company. It's headquarters in Kuwait. It's a group company of Shua Capital. Shua Capital, you might know, it's a public listed company of UAE. It was established in 1979 and managing almost $14 billion assets in entire world. And we are offering all the products like FX, metals, and then CFD indices and shares in NCM, as well as we are having our own more platform called NCM Borsa. In this platform, you can trade in GCC, MENA, and US, UK equities by cash equities. So we are, NCM is in this industry last 13 years, and we are one of the company which doing an ethical business in this Middle East and GCC region. Thank you.
Mohammed.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mohammad Amer, and I'm the regional director in Exness. Exness is a multi-asset broker, a global one, with currently the #1 turnover in volume of trades. We can say we are simply leading the way because of our strong, high tech and technology involvement, and we are looking forward to be among you here today and for years to come in the Middle East. Thank you.
And last but not least, Hayel.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Kaia. My name is Hayel Abu Hamdan. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Hantec Markets. Hantec Markets is an online CFD and derivatives broker established in 1990, regulated globally from London, Sydney, Jordan, Mauritius, Vanuatu, SVG. We have clients from all over the world. I began in the industry in 1993, so I'll give you a clue there about my age. And I've held positions in both London, Switzerland, and most recently in Dubai. Recently moved to Dubai. I've only been here 9 months, but thoroughly enjoying it.
Thank you. Audience, I encourage you to ask questions at any point in time. We may have time for Q&A later, but maybe not. Maybe we'll get carried away in our conversation. So coming to the topic of the day, I reflect back on my own experience. The first time I came to Dubai was probably about 15 years ago. Clearly, the city was completely different. Now I've been very lucky to come almost every year, and I get lost almost every time I come. I mean, even the roads change within 6 months to 8 months. So what has been your experience with Dubai and with UAE and MENA in general? What has been the biggest change you have experienced since you last came? And we're going to start with Danny again.
Great. I think, there's been a lot of changes here in terms of the business landscape and environment. I think something important to highlight is, I would say, the ease of doing business here in the UAE. And we actually rank 16th worldwide. So I mean, it makes it a very favorable place for companies and investors to come here and do business here in the UAE. But talking about my own observations as well, through the recent years, I've been attending many trading events similar to this. We're starting to see a huge influx of trading events, networking events, tailored around online trading. So definitely the investor appetite has increased here in the region. And we can see that as well just from looking at local markets here in the UAE, which witnessed significant growth in terms of trading volume over the past year. And we saw that similarly as well. We recorded a daily turnover record. So yeah, clearly I think the investor community and the trading community has been growing significantly here in this region.
Thank you. Jack, what's your observation? What has been the biggest change?
Yeah, actually I remember 5 years ago, 2017, I work here, never traffic, especially business bay. Now, every time 6 o'clock, if I want to go home, maybe need to spend 1 hour in the parking bay because I cannot move to traffic. And the second, what I see, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, no any expo event here, Forex. But now, every time, every year, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times expo like this. And all of the world expert like you came to Dubai. Before, 5 years ago, we want to join any event, we must go to Hong Kong, go to Shanghai, go to another countries. But now, all of the world, companies from Cyprus, from UK, from America, from Thailand, from China, all come to Dubai. This is very so exciting thing. Actually, I think Dubai in future is a financial center. Not future, near future, and now already starting. Thank you.
That's a very good point that you raised, Jack. I mean, the observation from me is the same. I've been late to every single appointment this week, basically, because of the traffic. And my highlight was on Monday when I was supposed to go on live TV. It took me 55 minutes to go from Business Bay to DIFC. So yeah, safe to say I got to the chair 30 seconds before they put on the live sign. So yeah, that was a close call, I shall say. So Anand, what's your observation? How has Dubai and UAE changed?
I landed in Dubai in mid of 2014. I'm almost completing 9 years in Dubai. When I came, I can say in DAFC, 4 brokers. In mainland, 3 brokers, total 7. We don't want to give any example. Just go around this IFX Expo. Now, in the floor, 100 brokers are there. It's almost 10 times. This is the difference between, compare with the other regions and especially in Dubai. And from that time to here, there are lots and lots of changes are happened in all these things. There are multiple of companies, international companies are changing their headquarters to UAE. And then UAE is offering all the advantages for the people, investors, and everyone. This is the major development we can see in the UAE region. And then they are welcoming people from all over the world. This is the best example for UAE. And in last 1 decade, Singapore is the top in financial hub. Another 2 decades, UAE and MENA will be the number 1.
Oh, that's an interesting point. Actually, I do want to ask a follow-up question now. So what's your observation? Those companies that have come to Dubai, have they migrated from another region, country, or has Dubai just gotten bigger and they have opened an office in Dubai? So what's your take? Has another region lost because Dubai has won?
The reason was very simple. The regulators and regulation-wise and the policies, everything was like straight through. There is no hurdles or something for the regulators or the region others they are facing. This is the main advantage, especially all the companies are coming to UAE.
Okay. Mohammed, what's your view? How has the region changed?
In 2006, I met my first client. I had to actually teach him how to download MT4 and how to buy and sell. Today, in Dubai, we're in an expo dedicated to our industry. Companies like Exness have to be at the top of their performance technologically. Their own people that are face-to-face have to be absolutely at the top notch available to meet up the demand from clients that are absolutely savvy traders, millennials that know exactly what they want, and they are approaching companies with clear indication, this is what we want and this is what we need in order to be successful traders. As a company, we have to all work to provide this to our clients. This is what we have now in MENA. We have technological advancement. We have countries that put infrastructure to make absolutely easy access, not just to online, but to people to develop and have clear understanding of how they can put this internet, metaverse, trading online to good use. And we have very high percentage of millennials throughout the Middle East, and they are all very well educated, and they are always looking forward to new ideas, and whoever is going to be able to provide that will certainly gain an upper hand in here.
Thank you. Hayel, you're truly a citizen of the world. You've lived many countries, right? So, and you've been to Dubai back and forth. So what is your observation? And maybe draw a comparison with some other places you have lived. How has the development of this region been?
I mean, I've been coming to Dubai probably for 20, 25 years. Apart from the change that you see in the infrastructure and the, state-of-the-art hotels, behind the scenes, we have regulation. In the past 20 years, we've set up the DIFC, you have the DFSA, you have regulations in Abu Dhabi, you've got the regulator, the ESCA here as well. So regulation has attracted companies in our industry to come here. They might have in the past chosen to open up either headquarters or regional offices in other financial centers, but Dubai especially is definitely at the top table when it comes to financial regulation. The standard is of international standard. It's evolving constantly, and it has to be commended. Not only that, they're attracting a large talent pool. So for companies that are coming here, we've got the infrastructure, but we have the talent pool. And the talent pool is only here because, I only speak about Dubai because that's what I'm experienced in the MENA. I mean, I lived in Jordan for 12 years. You cannot compare. The environment, when you're a company and you want to attract the top talent, you have to, one, obviously sell your company to them, but they have to be comfortable with the environment that they live in. Dubai and UAE has definitely created that environment. One, the investment environment that is attracting foreign investment, but also attracting top talent. Even if you just look at the makeup of the population over the last 15, 20 years, you can't compare to what it was today. I mean, talking at Dubai, UAE has gone from a GDP of 100 billion in 2000, over 400 billion today. So it ticks every box. It wants the best. It doesn't do above average. It wants to be the best. Just look around. And it's quite infectious.
That's a great point you raise about attracting top talent. So I've been living in Singapore for the last 12 years of my life. I've observed around COVID time, there was a massive outflow of expats for a number of reasons. Obviously, people wanted to be closer to home, but there were a lot of, I shall say, expat unfriendly, not to say hostile policies that were implemented. And it seemed to me that UAE and Dubai was one of the main beneficiaries of other regions locking down, become more sort of introverted. So it seems to me that the sort of leadership of Dubai is making a lot of very bold decisions. In a way, what they're doing, in my opinion, is almost putting out a call option on the future, taking a big risk, which may pay off, like a leveraged call option, or it may go to zero. So maybe you want to share a little bit, Hayel, for instance, we start with you. What have been one of the regulations, the changes that have been introduced in the region, and what will be the sort of main drivers for the growth for the next, let's say, 5 years?
I mean, if you look at what happened during COVID, you're familiar with Singapore, you know what happened in Singapore. The leadership here has decided, had a plan.
Yeah.
Obviously went into lockdown, protect the population, but then was decisive. And sometimes one of the biggest risks you have is if you're indecisive. You've got to make a decision. They made a decision and they said, we're open for business. And that attracted, people wanted that. People wanted leadership to take bold decisions. It's good for business. It encourages business to be here. So you can only see this sort of strength, growth, going from strength to strength moving forward. The regulation is evolving. They've recently issued a plan out here for the principle of the 50. This should see Dubai and the UAE through for the next 50 years, and that just gives you an idea of the planning that goes ahead. We're thinking 50 years ahead, and you've got to take your hat off to that sort of decision making.
Danny, what's your view? What has been major change that's going to propel Dubai into the maybe top financial capital of the world in a few years?
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that. I mean, just when looking at the UAE leadership at the time when COVID happened, I think something that we can take out of that in terms of leadership is how adaptable and how agile the UAE was in front of a crisis like the pandemic. And that just comes to show that, how efficient they were by not also disrupting day-to-day business operations and ensuring a swift economic recovery. Now, when looking forward, definitely, I think like two major things that stand out. They're ambitious, they're forward-looking. I think the UAE announced recently that they're looking to increase their DFI's direct foreign investment to $150 billion by 2030. So that's definitely going to help boost the economy and boost the region and its GDP growth, but also diversify away from the oil and gas sector and into other sectors, which will, I believe, propel and make the UAE a more sustainable and developed economy in the future. And now when looking at regulations, definitely they're very, I would say, innovative. They embrace new ideas, new sectors, and they're up to date with all the regulatory framework. And it's important to remember that we're in the business of handling clients' money for clients to trade. So transparency is key, and keeping clients' funds safe and ensuring best practices are very important. And as Multibank Group, we believe in being regulated locally in the region as part of our business model and plan, because that ensures trust also builds a local, presence within the community and builds a strong reputation here in the UAE.
Yeah, I like the comment about best practices because seems to me what the regulators tend to do here is to really see what's happening in the world, what's being implemented, whether it's in the UK or Singapore or Hong Kong, and also maybe what's been executed poorly and trying not to make the same mistake. So definitely that's a point that resonates. So Jack, maybe you want to share a couple of your views. What do you think of this topic?
Yes, actually now regulation more and more strict all over the world, same. But we are very happy. I1 now standing in Dubai. Actually, in other countries, more and more strict. But in Dubai, they are slowly open. 2 years ago, the recognition, ASCA never gave license to broker. Only a few licenses from the central bank. It's a non-history broker company here. But now, the ASCA offer license, and the DMCC offer that metal server cryptocurrency license, and the DFCC. That's a good, many like FC, ASIC, and another countries recognition. They give recognition, but the leverage very slow, very small, and the process very strict. Actually, we get the license, but cannot onboard any customer. Now, UAE changed everything. Before, we only onboarding all customer on offshore, but UAE, we can onboarding customer on the onshore from this year. It's very good. That's the reason I think so many experts like you now from all the world come here. Dubai actually is very open. The government is very stable. Now, because of COVID, because of war, all the countries, we cannot see the future, the next 3 years, 5 years, what will happen. We cannot trust many countries. We cannot build the big team, invest too much. But in UAE, we can. We can trust the government. Very steep, very open. And especially so many experts from all the world. We can easily find 200 countries or very good staff from here. Another country, I think, not easy. So, but anyway, the regulation strict is okay. If we do everything very clean, we never cheat any customer. We always give good support to our partner, to our customer. I think recognition is only one thing help us get more business. Thank you.
So I observe that the topic of regulation keeps coming up. So I'm going to ask Anand, do you think that additional regulation, will it become a burden for the region at some point? Is there a likelihood of maybe going a bit too far and becoming restrictive of business?
Especially in CFD industry, the number one license is FCA. Everyone knows. In 2021, ESCA, they came up with new regulation with 3 categories, category 1, category 2, and category 3, okay, to offer FX, CFD products and market making. In this one, what are the advantage was, it's a category 1 is a 30 million AED license, okay. In this license, they are giving all the leverage and all the opportunities for the broker side, which is not available in any regulators in the world. And because of that offers, they are not withdrawn their things. They are kept all the policies, even FATF policies or anti-AML policies, everything in place, and then they are giving this one. this is the one of the key attractive with compare with the other regulators. Everywhere, see, in CFD business, the art or the key, what it is, it's a leverage. Client wants leverage, but many regulators, they are not allowing to give the leverage. But the reason was, they have plenty of reasons. But the same way, the end users are customers. We cannot control the customers. It's a customer's wish. It's a client's wish. So, which regulator able to understand the both sides of the market, then they will come with the good things. In this one, I appreciate ESCA. They have done a brilliant move in that one. And because of this, you can see plenty of brokers are coming from UK, Cyprus, or Singapore, everything. You know, you are in Singapore last 12 years. When I visited in July and recently last month also, when I meeting with some people, I got to know since pandemic, there are 140 applications are pending with the regulator. It's not approved yet. You go through the, you just go to the ESCA here. Everything is straightforward, okay? Like 4-5 days before, I was sitting with one of the competitor and local broker here. He is telling, Anand, within 10 days, our application is passed through. Everything is straightforward. Your papers are perfect, you can get the license easily. This is the advantage in UAE.
You want to chip in, Danny?
I just want to add that, you know, as Multibank Group, we're a globally regulated broker, and we're also an ESCA regulated broker. And so you're talking about having a diverse range. You know, would that be a burden? Well, I would say that it does. You know, when you're a global broker with over 25 locations and you're serving an extensive client base, it's pretty complex. And so every investor or trader has different preferences, whether it be from leverage or product offerings. So by having that set of regulations, it does help.
We have two commercial directors on the panel. So I would imagine you want to bring in the money. So maybe regulation is a bit of hindrance for you. So maybe we start, Mohammed. What's your take? Is the excessive regulation potentially becoming a burden? Or is it, like Anand mentioned, actually a attraction to have clients who want that regulation and that safety net?
Look, Exness, we have quite a collection of regulation from different very well known and recognized, including FCA in UK and CISIC in Cyprus and so on. Regulations actually help companies set up rules, regulations, I mean, that makes you know where you draw lines. Of course, you are trying, I mean, to make money, but you need to make money in an ethical way. You need to make money in a proper way, safeguarding the clients, safeguarding yourself as well. So following rules, following regulations, simply, I mean, set up, I mean, your whole process of doing business, from the product to marketing, to clients onboarding and KYC, to servicing that client and help him to achieve what he have started to with you in the first place. So I don't see regulations as a hindrance, but rather as a way to boost the way, I mean, we are all performing. And we should, by all means, embrace all type of rules that are in favor of the client and in favor of the companies as well when they stick to it.
Hayel, same question to you, and I'm going to add additional sort of nuance. Is there any area where you think regulation actually should increase even, which would help you to do your business in the region?
I mean, just to follow up on what Mohammed said here, and the rest of the panel, but you know, we are regulated globally. We have dealt with regulators from everywhere, and regulation is there to as Mohammed said, both protect the client and also protect us as a company. Gives the industry integrity, but what's clear here is that the regulators have found that balance between, one, protecting the end consumer, but at the same time not stifling innovation. They encourage investment because they recognize that companies we are in it to make money, same as the clients, are trading to make money. It shouldn't be a scary topic of regulation. Turning to, should we have more regulation? I think some areas, I think in the digital currency sphere, I think more regulation is required in that scope. And I think some regulators should come hard on the non-regulated brokers who are sort of targeting and soliciting countries and clients from countries where there is regulation. I know there are some regulators who are compiling lists of regulators that are not allowed, and they're publishing these lists and discouraging their population from trading and using the facilities of these regulators, and that we can only appreciate, because we've done the homework, we've done the hard part, we've followed all the rules and regulations, and in any business, all you want is to be, have a level playing field. And it sort of tarnishes the unregulated brokers who come into the space. That's predominantly where the scams take place, which tarnishes our business. So we appreciate the regulators sort of doing all they can to restrict these types of brokers approaching our industry.
The point about excessive regulation is actually an interesting one. So I reflect on Europe as a sort of region, and the restrictions retail customers have on trading and buying certain instruments. And my mom, who is about 63 years of age, about to retire in a couple of years, for instance, is banned from buying SPY, which is effectively S&P 500 ticker, right? But as she's about to retire, she's forced to allocate a large chunk of her pension into Estonian pension funds, which until 2 weeks ago were predominantly negative yielding. So my question was, when I was observing that, where is the protection of the consumer here? Like, she's forced to lose money, a principle, but she cannot buy S&P unless her pension fund manager deems this as a good investment. Just being conscious of time, we have about 7 minutes. I'm going to ask if any questions from audience before we take a quick pivot, and we're going to talk a bit about metaverse as well. Anyone, any questions? Okay, not at this point. Maybe we'll have time at the end as well.
I would like to add some points about the leadership. Okay?
Go ahead, Anand.
You can see in Expo 2020, they completed successfully with 13 million visitors, okay? And the next one, what they are doing, which is not available, or they are giving huge opportunities for talents and investors. They are giving 5 years visa and 10 years golden visa. Apart from that, they are encouraging the expatriates and everyone to give the, recently it is also added a job loss insurance, and many things which was coming into the Dubai, which is help for the experts as well as the Emiratis and all the people who wants to come in that one.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. Coming to the metaverse topic, so this is an interesting one. When I mentioned earlier that the region here tends to basically buy call options on the future by taking quite bold steps, it seems to me that Dubai announcing the metaverse strategy is one of those call options on the future effectively. And the projection or expectation is additional 40,000 jobs to be created. just being mindful of time, everybody has roughly about a minute to share. What do you think are the areas that are going to benefit the most, and how can companies capitalize on this new regulation and strategy? Danny.
I'll speak about the metaverse and the outlook. I think it was somewhere projected to be the total addressable market around, I think, a bull case scenario around $12.5 trillion, and a base case, I think, at maybe $2 trillion. So definitely there's a lot of opportunity there, and we're already starting to see a lot of big companies jump into the whole metaverse theme. But I'm not quite sure if they actually captured, the business just yet. I think, there's still a lot of room for growth and testing and planning for the metaverse. But I mean, some, industries, clearly you can see Meta. They changed their company name to Meta, and now they're aiming to build, I think, an AR headset that, aims to kind of enhance the experience, basically enhancing the experience once you're in the metaverse. And also you have Microsoft jumping in as well with the proposed acquisition of Activision, because they also see gaming to be a large part of the metaverse. So I think those are some sectors, maybe the gaming sector, the entertainment sector. Those are some sectors to look out for when it comes to the metaverse. So yeah.
Jack, give us your thoughts.
Yes, actually, I'm not very well about meta server, this industry, but I know this industry I did the same with our forest. And now, actually, meta server is on the front of many of the industry. UAE already set the department for meta server. But this is very, last 2 years, our GDC Forex trying to get a customer separate deposit account, bank account. But when our website say any meta server news or crypto news, they will stop us. It's make our company's team and me also very tired for this. So from that time, even I know the government already gave the license, want to do something. Even like Hong Kong, like China now, want to do something. But actually only for test. The recognition, the bank, and another like police, or the department, they're not ready. They didn't ready for this. Finally, we get the customer bank account separate, onshore, not offshore. For our company, yeah, this meta server, cryptocurrency, or the industry, I think a little same with us. We will start from them because they are changing, update so quickly, like Binance, like XTM. That company is so good, so good. The customer trading value is so big. But I know our update, our power. Our company now, this time, only focus on Forex. I want to build our team.
Jack, mindful of time.
Yeah.
1 minute is over.
Okay.
I'm going to jump to Hayel. Have you bought land in metaverse yet? And also, what are the sectors and companies that potentially may benefit from Dubai strategy?
I haven't bought in the metaverse yet, but we have to recognize and appreciate the times that we're in. It seems to be a trend. You have to go with the trend. The government here is recognized that, or is estimated that the metaverse economy is worth in the region of $4 billion. As you said, creating 4,000 jobs. there are already actually over 1,000 blockchain and metaverse companies here in Dubai and the UAE. So it sort of follows the mentality here. It's, you know, sometimes the biggest risk is not to take risk at all. You know, and innovation wasn't created in a safety net. It follows the trend here that, you know, you make bold decisions, you open up, create your environment, attract the foreign investment, in particular into this sector, and see where that takes you. You have to be, you know, you have to take bold decisions, take some risk, because at the end of the day, risk, you know, is profit.
Absolutely.
I would like to add
ahead,
comments
my
about the
friends.
metaverse. Actually, metaverse is not something different. It is very simple. It has a potential to transform how, when, and where to interact the customer. This is the concept of metaverse. Okay. In 2020, metaverse have the potential of $12 billion. In 2023, currently, it has a potential of $61.3 billion. In 2027, it has a potential of $427 billion, which is 40% of CJR. Okay, which has a huge potential in that one. Because of that one only, UAE has planned, you might read the newses, they are planning to attract 40,000 jobs and $4 billion in next 5 years. This is their concept on that one. Thank you.
Okay, now I'm sold. I want to buy land in metaverse. Again, I'm afraid we are out of time. Thank you again for all your views, panelists. It's a pleasure to share the stage with you, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.